Hey, how you doing? My name is Ken Kinter, and welcome to day 254 of my journey through leukemia. I apologize for the delays. It's been pretty exciting. Um, as you may or may not recall, I was admitted twice, once immediately before Thanksgiving and once immediately afterwards. I'm pretty sure I picked up the flu in the hospital the first time because everyone had either the flu or RSV or COVID. And even though I never came out of my room, you still are exposed to about 50 people a day. And with my immune system where it was, I was kind of an accident waiting to happen. So I guess I was the only person who was happy to be diagnosed with the flu because my numbers have continued to get better since then, the cancer numbers. And I'll take the flu over cancer any day of the week, leukemia or otherwise. But anyway, so the big day was a Friday. I guess it was 2 Fridays ago. That was the biopsy and the what they call MRDs. Those are the two tests whose results determine whether you're going for transplant or monthly outpatient maintenance. So they did the biopsy, and we had to wait 2 weeks for the results. It's a long 2 weeks. I kept my mind pretty much occupied right up until 2 days before. The last 2 days, we were both going a little spare out here. My appetite and sleep started to drop, and it was just anxiety. I mean, in a way, it feels like it's the most important test of my life, and it definitely determines how 2024 was going and all that. So the good news was after the 2 weeks of waiting, they gave us the good news right off the bat. They couldn't find any leukemia in my system. They couldn't find any of these other diseases in my system. So that meant green light for monthly outpatient maintenance starting in January, meant 3 weeks away from the hospital over the holidays. And it also meant that the transplant thing is now later, if ever. Um, and I've been off the chemo medications now for about 6 weeks. And you may have noticed a little difference. Some things are coming back. The hair's a lot more gray than it was, but it's coming. It's coming. I'm not quite up to military length yet, but I'm on my way. Um, so it's nice to have eyebrows again. It's nice to have the appetite. It's nice to be on two medications instead of 10 and 12. Um, Still tired, but almost all of the side effects from the medication have diminished quite a bit. Even the most standard ones like the headache and the funny taste in the mouth and all that stuff. And the bone pain, although the bone pain was replaced by an achiness, so I wasn't really sure. So I'm still taking Claritin for that. But I can't tell you what a relief that was. Peach cried, I cried, the oncologist cried, we all hugged. Um, and when we got out of there, I said, I feel like celebrating and I feel like passing out. So can we fit the celebrating in first and then do the pass out? And there's a fantastic Mexican restaurant right by Fox Chase, Las Margaritas, give them credit. And we ate, had a lovely margarita I could barely lift off the table, and that was a medium size. And did that, came home, started making calls, started telling everybody, cried all over again. And then I could feel the wave of adrenaline just coming out of me. I could just feel it. It was like you just left the hose on or something, and I came home and passed out on my face. Part of it was sleep deprivation, and I'm sure more of it was just plain relief. Um, uh, just being very aware of the first of all, taking in the gratitude that the oncologist said that I've done as well in this round of treatment as anybody's done, which is amazing. And just being able to not have to go further into the surgical realm of all this stuff. Now, monthly outpatient is going to be no picnic. There's an oral chemo I'm taking every day. There's injections I'm going to get. There's blood work. I imagine, it'll be one appointment a month, and I imagine I'll feel like crap for a couple days after that. I don't know what the outpatient chemo is going to do to my newfound glorious hair. I don't know if it's going to impact that negatively or not. We're going to find all that stuff out. But it beats the hell out of 11 admissions, eight, infusion admissions, and then other admissions, and all of the needles and all of that other stuff. So um, we were able to go out for Page's birthday and celebrate in the city a little bit. We were able to have a very nice Christmas. You see all the decorations around here. That's Peach. Very little of that is me. She's the Christmas baby. She's all about it. And I was able to be marginally helpful, which is much better than I've been capable of for quite some time. So I think we are salvaging a better than average birthday and Christmas, and hopefully New Year's as well, as we sit here on December 27th. So that's what's going on there. Very optimistic about the new year. I had just kind of gotten back up to speed at work, and now we're off. That's okay. Take a rest, take a pit stop, and then we get into the beginning of next year. And I'm hoping that from the beginning of the year, 2024 looks much more like a regular work year. I'll be teaching at Seton Hall again. I believe one class again, which is fine. Paige is teaching up there too. I'm seeing some private clients and doing my Rutgers time, but I'm also keeping a new schedule that has lots of naps in it, lots of rest in it, and I still get the fatigue headaches when I'm tired or when I've pushed it too hard. So I use those as a, oh, let's go lay down, thing. My health has, of course, gotten a much higher priority now than it has in the past. Me and like I'm guessing many other people, we sacrifice our health for work and all these other things. And I think stress is a manifestation of that. Um, but so health is definitely priority one for me. Without that, nothing follows. That's really it. You got to have it. So you can see I have a little more like normal human being color now. Despite everything coming in gray, I got a little more color in my face. I've put on a little weight. Um, so all of the news has been good. Maybe the worst news of the last month has been I'm still on a restriction regarding flying, so we couldn't go to some of the places I wanted to go during this 3 weeks. And I also have to avoid crowds. So I did a Zoom with family over Christmas instead of seeing them all in person, and that stung a little bit. Um, right now, there's a huge outbreak of flu and RSV and COVID. They're all everywhere. So most of the restrictions that they put on me haven't really been primarily because of me, because of leukemia or the immune system, which is coming back up, but just because it's just a bad idea. My oncologist flew to Puerto Rico and back and got COVID, so it's everywhere. So I'm just laying low and minding my manners, uh, for the time being. But anyway, so all the news here is good. And as far as I'm concerned, that was all the Christmas presents I needed. I didn't need anything else after that. That appointment was it. And believe me, I did everything in my head. I was, you try to think about the best case scenario and act as if, but you're also preparing for the worst case scenario and acting as, and planning for the as if. Because again, if things were uh, in if things were going the transplant direction, I didn't really know what that was going to involve, but it was going to involve a lot more invasive stuff. So anyway, so all is good. Looking forward to the new year. Um, got some things to change about my habits and taking care of myself and all that good stuff. But long story short, it's a great holiday season, a positive end to a very difficult year, as you can imagine. And I guess the closing piece of this is wherever or whoever is seeing this, I hope you have the very best of health in the coming year and all the coming years, um, because that's where everything starts from. So I hope the holidays or this time of year is good to you. And again, I wish all the best for you in terms of your health. Thank you for watching. And hopefully, there'll be more of these updates. I can't guarantee when they're going to be. I'll try to put one up right after outpatient maintenance just to get a little sense of how that is. Hopefully, that weekend I'll have an idea of how that's going. But all good from here, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.